Yoko dad is out and about as well. You met him very briefly back when Katsumi was in water prison,
Okay.
if you remember that.
Oh yeah.
I think vaguely he remembers seeing him, but considering
talked to him,
Katsu's
though.
presence, I don't think Ryu took too much note of him or knows really who he is.
Right. Ryu forgot it. Feels bad.
Bad. I remember.
Well, Ryu kind of had other things going through his head.
Name me one. Kappa.
Katsumi.
Name me two. Kappa. No, I'm joking.
Katsumi and killing demons.
Fuck. God no.
Name me 3. Come on.
Name me 4. Now we're multiplicative.
It sounds like one of those 4chan posts you'll be
Yeah, exactly. That's
like,
what I was going for. Give me 7 reasons this game is not shit. Name me at least 10 reasons. Alright, fuck it. Go
Tell
ahead,
me
buddy.
who the best thing is and why it's this. That kind of thing.
Explain to me why this is bad.
Alright.
Defend this.
So he'll be indoors. So I guess you'll approach him. And
Yes, he'll probably go up and say, "Excuse me, Katsu-san."
he'll just kind of raise an eyebrow. And he'll be like, Nakatomi-san, you mean?
I apologize.
What is it, Takanaka?
After what we went through, I was curious what exactly I was supposed to do to this. Was the connection between me and the church and my deals with the dark. Everything moved so fast, I didn't really get the details of that, I suppose.
Right. Well, it was a good thing that you came here. I don't really feel the need to send out people of the shrine to come and get you. I can tell you about them, at least the Japanese way. You seem to have been under the influence of a foreign demon, something outside of our sphere of influence. So I don't know how much of your path was corrupted in that regard. From what I understand, from what I've been able to read from your aura, it came from a place of ignorance, and it wasn't something you willingly stepped into to do good. Well, I say good, to do right.
I am sure you're probably correct about that.
You should know for yourself. I simply say my observations, but, well, you're the person who should know at least.
If it's from when I believe it to be, then no, I'd say it came from a place of anger and sorrow, probably.
Well, yes, most people who take contact with demons come from a place where they feel the need to fulfill their lives with a wish or a dream. Right, well, I suppose we should go to the most apt place to talk about this. And he'll just start walking towards the back. And Ryu would recognize this as the place where all the not coffins were underground.
Right. Okay.
And he'll just kind of have his arms behind his back, and he'll be like, "This is where most people who have taken both the path of darkness and the path of light. This is where they slumber and they advance along them."
Okay.
When it comes to these things, we take it from a purely philosophical view. We priests, we not only are the caretakers of the Shinto shrines, we also have the Buddhist temples. You can't really disassociate one from the other, the way that they've melded together. It's a part of our culture and society, and it has been for centuries. You don't need to hurt somebody in order to appease darkness or to appease the light. And they must coexist in harmony. That is what all of the kami desire. Just like our Matama and Nuki Matama. They coexist together, even though they represent polar opposites. We serve the kami as the kami serve us.
Right. I thought the Matama represented different stages of the kami.
Well, they represent the soul of a kami. So there's Ara, Nugi, Kusi, and Saki. Saki Mitama and Kusi Mitama are more the hidden Mitama. The Ara and the Nugi are...
Sorry.
They are the most common when it comes to the kami. They're the most at the forefront.
Okay.
If you wish to walk your path peacefully, then you'll have to spend many moments down here. If you wish to take another path, well, I trust Kumasaka enough that he has redeemed himself and he'll be able to show you one that isn't quite exact. And he'll just kind of say that with disgust, as if, like, why would you not want to be a true Japanese man? And I guess Kumasaka in your head will be like, are you sure you want to spend hours down here meditating? And I mean literal, like 10, 12 hours. You won't even know what your dreams are like anymore.
Baggins is like, I can't see myself doing that many meditation hours, but...
This isn't something you can just walk in part-time, kid.
Right. So if I do this with the church, it's going to be all or nothing.
Essentially, yeah. I thought that was obvious. Don't you have any dark deal friends you can, like, make a pact with or something? I mean, you already messed things up with his daughter enough. Jeez.
The only one that I met, the only one that I could say for any real instance is the one you told me to stay away from.
The one I told you to stay away from?
Yeah, the one in the, whatchamacallit, was serving food.
Did I say that? I meant, like, don't fight her.
Oh. Well, I was just trying to gather information about this anyways.
And you guys aren't exactly friends.
Her or, Nakatomi-san?
Of course I'm talking about the other one. I'm not talking about the princess.
I wasn't talking about the princess either.
What do you... Oh. Dad. Right. Okay. Ketsu will just kind of fold his arms and he'll be like, this is a huge commitment, and I personally don't think you have the caliber of character to go through with it, but still, it is of my station to at least explain to you how these things work.
I thank you for your time, but I think you're right with that. I'm a little too running around, I suppose, to be able to meditate for any real length of time.
He'll just kind of lower his eyes, and he'll be like, I'm sure you have many pressing things to get to in your youth.
Yes, I suppose one of them might be to, at least first stop cursing the gods might be a thing that, if I'm going to even think about doing this.
The gods care not for just one flippant remark or two. But if you're not interested, then you can leave.
All right, I thank you for your time. If you don't mind me asking, I've been told numerous times about my inner domain being empty. Is that usual?
You say, for the average person, it's not usual. But you're not average. I can tell that simply by the lack of substance. And I don't just mean that as a personal insult, I mean it quite literally. You and the rest of them have a certain tell.
Right.
I don't even need to do a blood test for that to manifest. You're quite clearly an example, though that's not necessarily a good thing.
Sorry, you cut out there in the middle. What'd you say, Jess?
He says that you're a prime example of what you are afflicted with, and that's not a good thing.
Afflicted. The second person to tell me that, I'm not quite sure what you mean by afflicted.
Have you had this conversation with your guardians or siblings?
No.
They would be of the same type.
Same. Oh, is that what it's talking about? Interesting.
When it comes to our kind, the newest they've shown an interest and they could foster you. And he says this with he's not exactly too fond of him. And I guess Ryu can roll me his knowledge die.
Okay. Let's see. Right.
All right, so Ryu, right? He knows that he's like he's heard it like from the bits that he's heard from other people. He's pieced it together that where he's talking about the technicians. That's what they're called colloquially. I think they're called the Jitsu. Did I? Was it the other one? Yeah, Jujitsu bloodline. And that was the most recent family that was made. So they're not all natural. And Hajime, what was his name again? Hajime Nakamatsu, I think it was. Was it Nakamatsu? Something like that. Anyway, the guy you spoke to at the fucking meeting.
Right.
He was the head of it. And how your brothers were talking about joining the family officially.
Right. Few things rolling around in his head is like, I apologize for taking up your time and thank you for explaining things to me. We will give a bow.
I'd much rather that you have your endeavors bear fruit rather than ruin, even if I disagree with how things are done.
Thank you for your kind words. Though I will say when Ryu says that there's a slight edge to it, but he'll just give a kind of half smile and again thank him for his time before leaving.
Right. So what's Ryu thinking about as he's leaving?
Basically, he's just going over a lot of things in his head about that. I was like, okay, so it's going through this. Do I really have to talk to my brothers about all of this?
I don't see why not, kid.
Because nothing good for me ever comes from talking with them.
Really? You don't need to be like putting on your Linkin Park albums. Statter? Am I just too old for that? You don't need to cut yourself over it. You can still be a man and admit you love your family.
Oh, I do admit there's love. There's also hate, despising. Hell, I'm in this position because the fact that I both love and hate my family.
You don't hate, kid. You're just confused.
Maybe.
The hormones all whirling and swirling in your head. And other places. And you
Right.
can't think straight.
Maybe, or maybe the time I put the guy in the hospital was the moment I was thinking the straightest.
Jesus Christ. I have a long way to go. You're my ticket to, being a big name, and you can just think about how your brother gave you a wedgie once and thinking you hate him because of him.
No, brother never gave me a wedgie. My brothers were never around.
I didn't mean it literally. Well, we fucked up the temple thing, so I guess we gotta make friends. Or is that too much to ask for you?
I don't think it's too much to ask, but don't expect much.
Thought you meant to care about things now. Or is the caring part of you still broken?
No, I suppose in a sense it's starting on its way, but can't fix something that broken with just a few things of duct tape and bubble gum, now can you?
Duct tape? What's that?
The black stuff that people put on stuff to try and fix things temporarily before they buy a new one.
Tobacco?
Yup.
You know what glue is?
It comes from horses.
Yeah,
That's
it does.
Duct tape comes with that.
Think of just small pieces of cloth with glue on it that the people put on to try and fix things that are broken.
Oh. Pretty useful. So it's not made from ducks.
No. It's made from oil and horses.
Well, anyway, you got some darky friends. I mean, maybe you could buddy up to that Shinsei girl. I mean, she's the same as you. At least that's the vibe I got anyway.
Maybe. Suppose trying to talk to her couldn't hurt. But at this stage, probably best to wait until after the tests.
Yeah, you probably should get back to that old studying thing.
Why bother? I'm probably not going to have much time over the weekend.
All right. You do that thing, don't you? Why bother?
Training?
Yeah.
Because it costs money. I can't go around jumping people for it.
Just there's a fund your parents have set up if you really need it. Why not
Yeah, I'm
use the
sure-
resources you have available?
Because I don't like the strings attached to it.
I mean, I can't exactly trust your memories right now, kid.
Why
I'm just
not?
gonna go. Well, you know, there's a lot of edginess in them. And I can't exactly take it without a huge ocean full of salt.
Maybe you're right.
Exactly. So, a list of things that young whelp needs to do. Talk to your family. Make friends. Figure out what you want to do in the next couple days. Easy steps.
I don't have to worry about the next couple of days. Hana's probably going to knock me unconscious for half of them.
Maybe you could, you know, get some beneficial out of this thing you do.
But
This
I
is
did
just
get
it.
beneficial out of it. I'm a better fighter, and I've no longer a skinny twig.
Well, whatever floats your boat. I was thinking of asking the monkey out for drinks.
Oh yeah, which reminds me about that. I don't know if you picked it up, but if you see something that's dark and has shadows coming from it, don't touch it in my inner domain.
The only stuff that's in there is mine.
I figured that contract would still be in there, considering I haven't let it go.
You mean you broke it? It's gone.
No, not mine. Apparently, my ability is I take things from people and store them. Apparently, the previous resident of your area decided he was going to take something from someone to power himself up, and, well, I suppose it helped the redhead.
Well, they're still not yours, though.
No, I just can't exactly give it back to her, considering the fact that it's filled with shadow energy.
Well, the kids these days, they don't even educate themselves when they're making a choice with which path to go down. Jeez, it would have been a lot easier if you just went to the temple and be like, hey, I want some more power, but I'm going to have to do a bit more hard work for it, rather than just thinking it will fall on their laps. What idiot.
Nothing falls on your laps. You have to pay for everything.
Yeah, daddy's money pays for everything. Unless
Daddy's-
as soon as you popped out of your mother's vagina, you were working the streets.
No, I was too busy studying to have time to do anything else.
Oh God, studying. At least you weren't out in the fucking rice paddy fields.
No, probably be in the rice paddy fields. I'd have had more time to do other stuff.
Oh my God, I cannot deal with this edge. I'm heading out with the monkey. Maybe the Irishman as well. See ya.
Have fun. Don't break anything.
So Kumasak will just leave you to stew in your edge.
You'll probably just wander around for a while.
Alright, well the city feels great. You can have
We did it!
He, however, doesn't. Save the city! And now, mate.
I think she's grateful for it.
Yes, saved
Yeah.
her.
Honest.
Saved.
Fuck you guys.
All we did was change who she's willing to talk to.
Exactly, she's fine.
Yeah.
Ah, you don't think the church would have fucking killed her if she went a little far? She was an idiot.
She was an idiot. She might have gotten herself hurt.
She was gonna
Requesting
get
didn't
fucked
want
up.
to, but she probably could have broken those things, and then she would have.
She was literally gonna keep fighting them. Listen, that's meta-me. Meta-me's looking at teenager going through the rebellious phase. In reality, it's much more complicated than that. But I'm summarizing it in a joke and explaining it because everyone's autistic and doesn't understand jokes. That's what I like to do. I'm a giving person.
Never change Ray, you are a gift that keeps on giving.
You have given us all a headache.
Oh, please. I haven't even yelled today.
Talking.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
true.
Yes, Jess. You haven't even gotten to the raft thing, which you've been putting off.
Yeah,
Somebody
we have to
else
get.
talk for me.
No,
We can't.
doesn't work like that.
Yeah, that's the problem of the system and the fact that you have a bajillion NPCs.
It's a more basic problem of basically it's the GM aspect.
Yeah, it's more of a GM thing.
Yeah.
I cannot think of too many games where the GM doesn't do the majority of the talking. Not saying
there
that there isn't some.
there
Not
are
saying
some.
that there isn't some.
There are
Just saying that they're incredibly rare.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. The GM usually has to talk.
Collectively the most, because people, people will ask things and they'll have to tell them.
The GM has to talk like. It's going to be like 1.25 times as much as every person they have playing with them.
Yeah.
Okay. So how many segments do we have more?
There's not the Katsumi thing with Raph and
I mean, we normally end in like 2 hours.
yeah. Well, we started an hour late because Jess is an hour before us.
Oh, we technically started at the same time as normal, but for us we started an hour late. But for her we started at the normal time.
Yeah, and so if it's 2 hours for us,
here.
we normally end. It's 3 hours for her.
No, I took that.
No.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That it was not 3
Real-
hours. It's 2 more.
Yeah, I was going to say, we've only been going for 3 hours. We normally go for like 5.
Yeah, which is why I said 2. I took it into account. I didn't try to pull gypsy magic over us. Now, you don't think I'd go for like the most I could possibly get with my calculations? You underestimate me.
Real quick, just to confirm, what's our gather for the next week's?
All right.
Yeah, I guess we could say, do we want, Jess, like, does your daylight savings happen at some point and catch back up, or like...
I don't know when it happened.
It should be in 2 weeks, actually.
So are we, for now, just going to keep starting at, like, the 1 hour later for people who had daylight savings?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Alright. Guess I get to sleep then.
Sleep in. It starts at 2.
Yeah.
Noon for me.
It's fucking early.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I don't know, you have a fucked up sleep schedule. Trying to pretend. Stop virtue signaling.
So I guess I have to keep talking.
Yes,
Yes.
you're having fun. This
No,
is what
I
fun-
want to rest my voice for an hour.
You'll have many more hours in the future to not talk.
Yes.
You have a whole life of being able to not talk at points ahead of you.
We'll graciously grant you in 2 hours you can be quiet for several hours after that.
2 hours and maybe a little more.
So I guess
And
I
then
guess-
maybe not at all.
I guess we'll do the Katsumi thing.
You want to like stand up and get yourself like a drink or something?
Yeah.
That would be fine.
Jess?
I mean, I would like you to be a little bit more proactive. I mean,
I guess I could get a sandwich.
Yeah.
There you go.
need
So
food.
we just
You'll feel
take a break.
better.
Yeah.
It'll take like a
Yeah.
10-minute break or so. Alright, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably look for a sandwich also.
Start off slow, because you know I'm not a big talker for hours. So
You should be, John. Yeah, you
I guess-
are. You just say you are. You talk yourself down.
just to bring this in, I mean, it could be part of it what you want to do or not, or whatever. But just to mention, technically, last week, I mean, game-wise, last week, Raph did set up an appointment for him at some point to do his blood testing with Katsumi. So just to remind you of that, because I figured it sort of slipped into the Netherlands of remembrance.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I know you wanted to spend time with her, but I didn't know you wanted to do the blood test thing. I forgot.
It doesn't have to be today. I just basically thought I'd remind you because I realized that the last time it was mentioned was 2 months ago. That
I mean, it could be in the same sphere of talk.
Yeah, I mean, I'm leaving it up to you to sort of set the scene because apparently I'm not exactly in the right mind at the moment. But apart from that, I just thought I'd mention it's something that is sort of on the books, for lack of a better term.
Okay.
Does that make any sense at all in that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. We'll probably go down that direction anyway. See how things go.
You know what Katsumi is. She's like, is your blood pure enough to talk to me?
Pure enough to talk to me. Alright, so Katsumi would have sent you a message saying that she'd like to see you after school.
Alright. Figured basically just go to her last class, or unless she gave me a position. Fucking hell.
A place to meet.
Thank you.
She, if you didn't ask where to meet, she'd say that she could meet by the gates.
Okay.
Yeah.
I meet her at the gates. Hey, Katsumi.
And she'll just kind of casually lower her head and she'll be like, greetings, Raphael. And you don't really need to roll an understanding roll, but she looks visibly more healthy than before. Like there's more of a flush to her face again now.
Got it.
And she'll be like,
go.
How was your day today?
Found out Matoki's doing this great party on this weekend before school starts. Got one more day of studying before we go into test week, so kind of good, I guess.
Ah, right. You received a notification of that as well.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure how these gatherings work. I was considering it's not too. It's a bit after the busy season at the shrine. I might not be able to make the full weekend, but
he said he was actually going to set up a couple of Jeffreys so that we can get there whenever we need to. So it really is just anytime we want to basically stop in because it's Matoki. He's throwing a 3-day party. Come on.
Open house. I see. Usually, when I go to gatherings with the other families, it's a lot more formal.
I think. All right, I'll make sure I grab you one of the days, and I'll bring you up to it. I've heard a lot about these things. I was actually at one a couple years ago. At least I'm thinking it's the same thing. I was there it looked really cool until I got kicked out, so hope I won't get kicked out this time. Fingers crossed.
A couple of years ago, you would have been 13 years old. Barely a teenager.
I was 11 at the time, and it wasn't. I doubt it would be considered in the same realm as what Matoki's gonna be throwing. But it was just some obnoxiously rich kid basically throwing a big party to show off how obnoxiously rich he was. So
I don't quite get that feeling from Kogo. He seems a bit more earnest about his good fortune.
No, I didn't mean. What I meant was basically how it was structured, not what he's going to be doing. Toki's really cool about everything. It's just it's going to basically be a very large party. Is effectively what I was trying to say.
Right. or certainly generous of him and his parents. Oh, sweet summer child.
Wait, what was that last?
She said it was certainly generous of him and his parents. And as meta talk, I'm like, oh God, get me.
Anyway, I figured we were just standing there or walking somewhere.
Oh yeah, yes, you start walking towards the shrine.
Okay. So I guess, how was your day? You're looking better.
Last night, well, it was something akin to a weight or the anchor being, well, released from the ship, but I managed to sleep peacefully. It was as if angels were watching over me.
Yeah. More than like, it's probably, you're probably basically feeling finally the effects of Kulak no longer feeding on everybody around here. That was dealt with last night.
You mean?
I guess technically this morning.
You mean the demon that was stalking the city, from the things that I've read from Ogata?
Yeah.
They've been quite sporadic. If we had known that such a demon was one of our own, then we would have been able to deal with it, but it was a foreign demon.
Yeah. Well, arrangements have been made, and it's no longer going to be bugging the city, so that's probably one of the reasons why you're looking so good.
I'm gonna roll her understanding. I was a bit forward.
God, I love rough sometimes.
Alright. I'm gonna make it a negative based on your sexual rank. So, is it a 5 or a 6? Rank 6? I don't remember.
He has a rank 6. If not,
Yeah.
I would basically call Qualm on that.
Well, yeah, I mean, you spent the XP, so I was gonna. Alright, so give me a moment.
I was gonna say, does this
No,
talking to girls is negative to talking to girls get thrown into this?
Yeah, she said it was.
Yeah, that's why I'm giving the negative. So her understanding.
So it's a net 1 then.
No.
Alright. So she'll just kind of pause and she'll say, thank you. It is good that that is what it is. She'll continue walking the brisk pace again.
Alright.
I did wish to ask for your opinion on something which I feel that I would get a more neutral answer from. You, well, how can I say this? I wish to know how it is that you deal with your, not deal, interact with the gifts that your persona has given you.
You don't mean the stuff that he can do, the stuff that sort of we've gained peripherally off of them?
I mean the elements that you can wield.
Your magic dice.